Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got something we haven't had on the channel in a little bit of time. It's the M235i Gran Coupe, the F44 chassis in Misano Blue. Misano Blue has been on a variety of different cars, including the X1, X2, of course the 2 Series Gran Coupe, as well as the M2 CS and the Z4. But it's a very interesting blue. I'd say sort of in that realm of like Santorini, Voodoo Blue, that sort of type of blue, but maybe not quite that extreme. But this is the entry level, at least in the US market, for BMW. And of course, 2 Series Gran Coupe, it's based on a mini platform. It's front wheel drive based. So it shares a platform with the previous generation X1, X2. I think it's a mini Clubman or Countryman. I always forget which one it is. But it's got the B48 inline 4-cylinder turbo engine, 301 horsepower, so obviously it's quite potent, as well as 331 pound-feet of torque, so it's really a good engine. I think if you're forced to get a 2 Series Gran Coupe, the M235i version is the one that you really want to get. It's got a lot of really good features that are standard on the car. So the whole idea of this car and the X1 and the X2 is basically an entree for customers into the BMW brand and get them basically through the lifetime of the customer, get them moving from an entry-level BMW up the lineup as they progress in their careers and hopefully make more money and spend more money on BMWs, right? That's what it's all about. So let's talk about the wheels. These are style 552. Notice we have the blue M Sport calipers as well. So, you know, a decent looking wheel, and sort of it's a bi-color design, and a lot of like things going on here in terms of design language here. So hard to tell, at least from a distance, but there are some black spokes in there that make for an interesting design. Also have black mirror caps, sort of like what a shadowline package would be on a normal M Sport car, but that is not on this particular vehicle. They don't have the shadowline package. They have things that mimic it. Now it is X-Drive, with most of the power being front wheel based. They have a black gurney flap as well in the back. M235i badging in cerium gray. I think the taillights look pretty decent. The back end, you know, still have the faux diffuser. Not as much high gloss black trim as in the refreshed 3 Series. But it's decent. It's just that front end, you can see the hood is really, really high, which sort of makes for an awkward looking design car, but 235 is decent. You also notice that we do not have the panoramic moonroof. We have a slick top, which you can option on this car. Blacked out kidney grills. The lights look pretty good. And we have, although that's sort of like the driving assistance professional package, that package is not available on this vehicle. But that's the active cruise control, which is an option on at least the M235. But Misano Blue, I think, looks pretty damn good. Let's look at the inside, go over the options and pricing on this one. So opening up, we have the Oyster perforated Dakota leather, which looks really, really nice. You do have, these ones are not it, but you can have optional M Sport seats, which I think look really, really good. So these are the standard seats that come in the car. We have our M235i badging here on the door sill as well. You notice we do have bolster and lumbar support. All right, so you have to zoom in because this is real tiny. So obviously in front of me, live cockpit professional, M235i badging in the center. iDrive 7. Now one thing I don't like about this setup here is that this screen is angled a little bit too far away from the driver, so not more, could be more upright, but sort of a weird feel to it. Trim anthracite maybe at the top here, and a little bit on the door card. but nothing in the center console. It's what you get here. High gloss black trim, gear selector, iDrive controller, all your adjustments here for the driving experience. But standard fare for a iDrive 7 vehicle. Take a look at the steering wheel. Let me zoom out slightly here. So left hand side, here's your active cruise control buttons here. So turning it on, setting the speed, and then setting the distance. Heated steering wheel, M Sport steering wheel as well. All right, so let's talk about pricing. So starting price, the M235i xDrive Gran Coupe, $46,400. Metallic paint, another $650. The Dakota leathers included. The M Performance package is basically like the Shadowline package, $500, which does not get you red M Sport calipers. Premium package for another $24.50. Then $600 for those wheels. So they are 19-inch wheels. A lot of things are included, like the driving assistance package, optional on the 3 Series, included here on the vehicle at no extra charge. Harman Kardon sound system for $875. All told, MSRP of $53,420. So obviously, it's a pretty big step up for an entry-level BMW car. Obviously, the entry level will be the 228, available in xDrive as well as S-Drive. But we'll take a look at the back seat, etc., and the hood. And we'll go over the trunk as well as under the hood. Back up a little bit here. So the door width, I mean, it's not bad, but thing is probably, well, let's say it's not bad, but it's still kind of skinny. You also have the sloping roof line as well to deal with, so getting in the back can be problematic for taller passengers. Sit in the back seat. This is the view here. Obviously, you could option the panoramic moonroof, but not on this particular vehicle. So in terms of leg room, I mean, it's not bad. Pretty decent space. All right, so the issue is going to be headroom here. So I'm sitting all the way back, and that is really compromised. So is it really technically a 5-seat vehicle? For adults, probably not. For a young family, maybe this makes a lot of sense. But I think they've sort of missed the mark, at least BMW has, with the marketing for this one. So our experience, I wonder if it's the same across other BMW dealers, is that this is more popular with the older crowd rather than sort of young people who are getting into their first BMW. All right, let's make our way to the back of the vehicle. We'll take a look at the trunk space as well. So opening up, I mean, this is a pretty decent sized trunk. You do also have a little bit of extra storage underneath as well. So not bad. We don't have kick to close, it's not powered. Do have kick to open, that's it. All right, so let's make our way to the front and then take a look under the hood. Take a gander at the B48 engine, which is going to be mounted differently than other traditional BMWs. So you can see it's mounted across, so transverse mounting here for the engine. So not longitudinal, is basically what you would normally see in many BMWs, but because this is a front-wheel drive based car, this is what you get in the BMW M235i. So M Performance engine, so I think plenty of horsepower, plenty of torque, a really good engine. We'll take in Misano Blue, a little bit more here. So obviously I think a really good color, and a decent looking car. But let me know in the comments what you think of the 2 Series Gran Coupe. Does it make a lot of sense for you? Maybe, maybe not, who knows. But that's about it for a quick tour around the M235i in Misano Blue, and we'll see you at the next video.